Here's a quick tutorial on how to Cornell your notes. So the basic rationale for Cornell Notes is that it is a system to train students to review their own notes multiple times prior to studying for the test. So ideally, students would have time to take their notes on the right side of the paper, as indicated on the screen. Then you would annotate your notes using symbols and color. Then maybe the next day you would review those notes again, write some test type questions, and then another day you would write a summary based on those same notes. In our class, we usually have a condensed timeline, so we'll do all three at the same time, but I still think that the basic rationale holds true, that having students review their own notes will be helpful to them before they officially study for a test or quiz. So here is an example of my own Cornell notes. On the left side of the screen, you can see that there are some symbols, there's some color. You can kind of see a faded out yellow bubble at the top of the Africa page. And then on the right side, you have kind of the rundown of what is expected to count as Cornell notes. Okay, so first you take the notes during class. I often do fill in the blanks, but if students are writing their own notes, they would just leave some space on the left side and the bottom. I encourage students to skip lines between concepts, indent, box, bold their own writing as they go. And then I require color and thinking icons to help students annotate their notes. More on that in a minute. Then they can write questions. They're called leveled questions based on Costa's levels of questioning. And I ask them to bubble and highlight those. And then the summary should be at least 3 sentences, and I ask the students darken the periods and highlight them in yellow just so I can see it and as a visual cue to them that they have finished their notes. So if you apply the criteria on the right to my own notes, you'll see that I've done each of those things. So I appreciate that it could be a little overwhelming at first, so I've provided some resources that students can use. First of all, they have a copy of this outline of how to Cornell, broken down in steps 1 through 4. Then they'll get a depth and complexity thinking icons. We'll use these throughout the year. I mostly focus on these 3. I sometimes mix in the multiple perspectives, but basically I'm looking for big ideas, details about the big ideas, and any vocabulary with which I'm unfamiliar. If I can mix in some of those other thinking icons, that would be fantastic, but that's something that we'll grow towards. And last, writing test type questions does not come naturally to students, so I provide them with the Costa's levels of questioning sentence stems. On the back of this, they would also have some academic English words. If they're not feeling like using these sentence stems, they can write their own questions. The idea is to write a simple question, a medium difficulty, and then a very challenging one for level 3. Okay, so when we look at all 3 resources together, again, the students will have a printout copy and it will be available online. We're going to take all 3 of these resources and put them together to help students have kind of a toolbox while they are Cornelling. If we apply these 3 things, we will have notes that are Cornelled no matter the format. We can just stick questions on wherever they fit. And I wrote my questions near where the answer could be found. That's a trick I found when I'm studying, that if I write the question, the answer is somewhere near that yellow bubble. Okay, I had some similar icons. I also had some vocabulary. I probably could have drawn some more mouths on there for that thinking icon. This opportunity for enriching the learning should take, when we get proficient, about 10 minutes a night.